Hello and welcome to my full review of DanDaDan Season 2. You like my shirt? Did the second season live up to the insane hype of the first season? Did this season improve in its animation, its music, and its story? In this review, I'm going to break down why DanDaDan Season 2 is actually a masterpiece, man, and why it might just be one of the best anime of the year. I'll be your host, Sunset, and together we're gonna break down this review. Man, I'm so happy. I wasn't able to review like the first season of DanDaDan, so we're gonna review the second season together, baby boys. By the way, check it out. Check it out. Disclaimer, all the music and footage I use for this video is for review purposes only, so please, G-Kids, don't come and spank my cheeks, dog. Also, my reviews keep spoilers to a minimum, and the last episode will never be discussed. Now let's go see what Momo and Okarun are doing, baby. Ira! Get out of here, Ira! Let's start off with the animation, baby boys. The animation for DanDaDan Season 2 was actually produced by Studio Saru, and there's two directors at the helm this time around. Coming back is Fuga Yamashiro, which directed the first season of DanDaDan, and we have baby boy Abel Gongora. And these two are a wombo combo when it comes to the animation, man. They do the chef's kiss anime. Mwah. The animation is top-notch and very special. Also, the camera angles are very dynamic and expressive. The animation doesn't shy away from showing you the fights up close and personal. Full HD, everything is crispy clear, dog. And its tones and colors are always drastically changing. When we start off Season 2 at the Evil Eye arc, we see that the whole town itself is actually detoned, decolored, not as colorful as Season 1. And that's because Yamashiro told Abel that he wanted this part to look like old Japanese movies and give an eerie sense to the whole town. Now, Abel being a goated director too, he went back and saw all the old Japanese movies and he did the job, he delivered. As the story progressed, the color eventually came back, but it's just cool to see like the animation like just drastically changed throughout the series. Another mention about the animation is the attention to detail within the world of DanDaDan, and it had me geeking out like when Okarun reads about aliens. I'm talking about all the moving parts that happen in the background of DanDaDan. Let me explain. For example, when Mr. Mantis comes over to like rebuild Miss Momo's house, they're talking, right? And in the background you see the little robot he brings, the one that looks like Minecraft Steve, that dude. Yeah, like he's just doing his own thing in the background. You see the characters are focused on the dialogue, but a lot of things are happening in the background, like he gets mad and he starts destroying things. And when Momo runs back to see if Okarun is still alive after the whole volcano incident, and you see just the bushes get out of the way as Momo is approaching baby boy Okarun. And my favorite one is when like Evil Eye throws his backpack like straight through Ginta, and Ginta like kind of like gets all paranoid. You see the backpack actually fly and hit the building in the background, right? But the very specific attention to detail that had me happy was that like miles away, the kaiju's just like destroying stuff and the backpack actually hits the kaiju's head. That's attention to detail right there. It's so awesome, man. I can always geek out about like details like this, but we gotta get moving. That's just a small example of the attention to detail within the world of DanDaDan, right? It makes it feel like lived in. It just doesn't make it feel like a regular anime. It makes the world just feel alive. I could just be talking about the animation for hours, but to keep this review short, I'm giving the animation a 5 out of 5. Now let's get on to the story of DanDaDan. The story picks up right after the events of Season 1 of DanDaDan with the whole Evil Eye arc. By the way, this arc was actually in theaters, which has Gigi and the gang trying to save a spirit known as Evil Eye, and we also learn about the horrible things that the Kitan family has been doing to keep the serpent happy, and basically keeping a volcano from going kaboom. Once Evil Eye becomes part of the family, it's up to the gang to learn how to live with such a strong spirit, right? Which does put pressure on their friendship. I noticed that DanDaDan is not so much about the animation and the cool fights, but it's also about like the friends and family you pick up along the way. Vin Diesel would be proud of that stuff, man. The story also develops Momo and Okarun's relationship, how Okarun steps up to become a man for Momo. And we actually see like that he wants to learn how to fight to protect what he loves the most. And that's what I love about DanDaDan, man. The character development is really good. All this leading up to Quinta and the gang fighting the big kaiju towards the last episode. So without spoiling like more of the story gets a 5 out of 5, baby boys. Woo! Bro, what can I say? I'm a sucker for romance anime. Also, dog, the Hayashi were the best part of this season, man. Especially if you saw it in the English dub version. It was the lead singer of Dragon Force. That's a blast from the past, man. That's a crazy Easter egg. Speaking about rock and roll, man, let's go on to the music, man. I am excited to talk about the music in DanDaDan Season 2. The anime opening On the Way is performed by Ayana the End. A gloomy track and very catchy, and her voice pierces through the song too, dog. And of course, it can't be a DanDaDan opening without the dun, 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 dun. Personally, I still prefer the first opening, but if you prefer this one, I don't blame you. This song is really great, and what sealed the deal for me was like the animation in combination with the music. You could see that like Momo is like Okurun's light at the end of the tunnel. Very beautiful. She lights up his world. Oh, and let's not forget about the ending theme. The ending theme is called Doka Shiteru by Wards, and it's freaking cute, man. All the dances they do in there, like they're pretending to be zombies. Ira doing her little goofy ass dance. What a blast of a song. This song isn't as gloomy as like the intro, so I was listening to this song non-stop throughout the week. As like new episodes of DanDaDan came in, I was just hyping myself up with this ending theme. It reminds me of the Pillows for some reason. Also, Wirtz was spamming the heck out of this song on TikTok, which made it memorable. And as for the original soundtrack of DanDaDan, I think it uses like mainly all the same tracks from the first season. The only tracks that I noticed were different was like towards the kaiju fight, like the big kaiju trumpets. But man, the soundtrack is beautiful, man. I don't know why, like a slice of peach, that soundtrack makes me tear up and happy at the same time. So for the music of DanDaDan, it gets a Momo and Okurun kiss out of 5. In conclusion, DanDaDan Season 2 is a masterpiece for me. It does a good job in showing you an anime that is full with romance, fantasy, and family, man. It's a very lovable show, and it does its job very effectively. One of those few anime that actually made me come out of reality and put me straight into the fantasy world, right? And I actually feel very sad that it's ending, because like only a few anime have ever done this to me. The original Full Metal Alchemist and Soul Eater. It's a good show. As of me recording this review, DanDaDan Season 3 hasn't been announced yet. And unfortunately, it might take a minute until we get the announcement for Season 3. Unless they're working on it secretly and they just haven't announced it right now, right? Studio Saru, as of right now, is very busy with the new Ghost in the Shell remake. But the good news, seeing how like DanDaDan has exploded in popularity, and seeing also that the director does want to do a 3rd season, might push Studio Saru to actually like bring DanDaDan Season 3 a lot faster rather than later, you know? Thanks to DanDaDan, it made me look at Studio Saru differently. It makes me very interested in their upcoming projects, and I'm most likely gonna check all of them out. Bro, I'm gonna miss DanDaDan Thursdays. DanDaDan had a huge impact in my life, and that's why I give DanDaDan Season 2 a 5 out of 5. I love this show. Alright, with all that wraps up my review of DanDaDan Season 2. Make sure to comment and subscribe. And man, something about DanDaDan just inspires you to like actually don't procrastinate in life, man. Do what you want to do, because like one day someone's gonna do what you're thinking of doing, and they're gonna do it and you're gonna get bummed out, you know? Don't leave things on the side. Do what you want to do. Yeah, and I've been your host, Sunset, and I'll see you guys later.